If you struggle to get clients for your coaching or creator business, and you've even had to resort to sending cold DMs, if the people you talk to don't even really get what it is that you do, there is a reason all of this is happening. And it has to be fixed ASAP if you want to save your business from failure. I had the same problem when I started coaching. I would cold DM everybody and annoy them and try to get them to work with me. And it didn't work. I only made $1,500 in my first 3 months as a coach. But over the next 9 months, I brought in $90,000. And in this video, we're going to talk about what changed between making barely anything to earning at a 6-figure run rate in my coaching business. So when I was a new coach, I had no idea what I was doing. I just basically copied all the gurus. I started a YouTube channel, a podcast, a Facebook group, a Facebook page. I created a webinar. I ran Facebook ads. I built a website. I built funnels. I built countless lead magnets. It was a shit show. And I did all of this expecting that clients would come knocking down my door. But they didn't. Then one day I got lucky. I connected with a local guy in Denver who wanted to be a real estate investor. And after multiple calls, I'm on the phone trying to convince him to work with me and take a chance on me as my first client ever. He finally agreed. I charged him $1,500 for 10 sessions. And our first one was at a coffee shop. As a funny side story, I showed up to that session like nervous, excited. I had a bunch of stuff that I had printed out. My armpits were really sweaty. We were supposed to meet for 1 hour, but I stayed for 2. I was really trying to over deliver for my first client. And it felt great to be helping someone and getting paid for it for the first time. But I had a big problem. Getting him as a client was like wrestling a greased pig. The amount of convincing and following up that I had to do to make $1,500 was literally not sustainable if I was going to support my family. So I had to figure out an easier way. And that's around the time I picked up this book, Dot-Com Secrets by Russell Brunson. In this book, he talks about the power of writing a book to grow your business because books are physical products, and so you can ship them to someone and charge them for the shipping. You've probably seen those free plus shipping book funnels before. And you can basically pay for ads to the funnel. And if you break even on what you spend versus what the customer spends inside of your funnel, you get a lead for free. But it's not just any lead, it's a book reader. And these are the warmest leads. And Russell said that was the big secret for how he blew up ClickFunnels, as he writes these books, puts them in funnels, and gets them to break even on ad spend, and sort of basically grows an audience and an email list for free. And I thought, that sounds so powerful. Like, if I can pull this off, even at a fraction of what Russell Brunson did, then my coaching business, my little coaching business, is going to explode. So I embarked on yet another project. I was going to write a book, and I had no idea what I was doing. I literally just opened up a Google Doc and started hammering away. This is the book that I ended up writing. It's called Fire Yourself, and it's about how to hire an acquisition manager, which is basically a fancy word for a sales rep, to grow a house flipping business. This is what I had success with in the past when I grew a big house flipping business and bought a bunch of rental properties. So after months of sitting down and wrestling with this manuscript inside of that Google Doc, I finally got the thing done. And then I watched countless YouTube videos about how to get a cover designed, how to format the inside so it's falls within the pages correctly inside of your book. I read all about self-publishing versus getting a publishing deal, all that sticky stuff that comes along with getting a book published. So I finally get this thing live, both on Amazon and on my website. I built like a shitty book funnel, like nothing like Russell Brunson's. And then in all that social media activity I was doing, like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, I started to plug my book instead of just saying, hey, get my lead magnet, or hey, DM me about working together. I also got on a couple podcasts where I could promote the book at the end. And for the first 2 weeks, I didn't sell a single book. And one day I'm working out at the gym and I get a notification on my phone from Stripe, and it says, congratulations, you just made a sale for $7.99. So someone had bought this book through my book funnel. And I was so excited. I drove home. I had to manually enter their address into Amazon and buy the book and ship to them through the back end author section. I didn't have any automation set up for that. And it turned out to be a friend of mine from high school who kind of wanted to get into real estate. He wasn't really client material, but I thought it was cool that I sold a book for the first time ever. And then as time went on, I started to sell a few more. Not a lot, maybe 15 a month on Amazon and another 15 or 20 a month from the book funnel on my website. And that was making me $150 a month maybe, because the funnel had some upsells in it, but not a lot of money. I thought it was cool that it was kind of working, but what I didn't expect is that I started to get inbound DMs and emails from people that said, I read Fire Yourself, I loved it, do you have a coaching program? And I would bomb those sales calls. I had no idea how to do sales, but despite that, I still was able to make $90,000 in my first 12 months as a coach. And almost all the revenue came in from people that DM'd me who read this book. And I never ended up figuring out how to do the thing that Russell Brunson did, where he ran ads to his funnel and tracked all the numbers and broke even. I literally tried Facebook ads for a little while, couldn't get it to work. I shut it down and just kept promoting it organically. And it worked, not to the level of Russell Brunson money, but to the tune of me having a 6-figure income as a coach. So let's talk about why that is. When somebody reads your book, they grow to trust you on a whole different level. When people read that book, they said, okay, Brian actually has a story of succeeding with this method. He's got credibility around it, and the book has proven that he knows what he's talking about, because I went really in depth on the process in the book. I didn't hold anything back. And then a percentage of the people that read that are going to say, I would just rather pay him to help me implement what's in here versus doing it all myself. And those are the people that became clients. And I was charging, I don't remember exactly, but it was somewhere in the $3,000 to $6,000 range for each client that I took on. So you don't need a ton of those clients. I think you need to make like $8 or $9 grand a month in order to have a $100K per year income. So that's like what, 2 to 3 clients per month, and I'm clearing 6 figures. And this is when I realized the power of funneling your audience through a book. It is like the polar opposite of cold outreach, where the person's like, who is this person? I don't know them. I don't trust them. They're just annoying me. Someone who reads your book is like, oh my gosh, I resonate with this person. I feel like I know them. I trust them now. I know their story. I know that they're legit, and I want to pay them to help me implement what's in the book. A book reader really is the warmest lead you can have. And on top of that, as a side note, the book will give you credibility when you don't have it in form of a big social media audience. You can say, well, I have published a book, and that allows you to kind of jump forward in credibility faster than you can by like building up a YouTube channel and having a huge audience, which gives you tons of credibility, but takes forever to do. So I coached in real estate for about 4 years total, and my book continued to bring me clients. Then I actually got tired of real estate, but I fell in love with the coaching space, and I wanted to help people become new coaches. And one of the biggest challenges they have is choosing the niche that they're going to coach in. I was like, well, writing a book worked for me the first time. Let's do it again. So I wrote Nail Your Niche. And this is like everything that I learned when it comes to starting a coaching business on the right foundation. I published this sometime last year, and it's already brought in over 6 figures in client revenue. So this method of funneling your readers through a book works. And I would say it's not so much about the revenue as it is about the quality of the leads that come in. There is just something different about getting those DMs from people that are like, your book changed my life. I resonate with so much of what you said. Do you have a coaching program? You get on a sales call with somebody like that, you can close them in 20 minutes. You're just like working out the details, versus a sales call with somebody that you cold DM'd. They're going to be all defensive and not really sure who you are or if you can help them or even what you do. It's just not an effective approach overall. And writing a book is, like I said, the exact opposite. It is the most effective way to warm a person who's never heard about you up to the point of being ready to hand over thousands of dollars to work with you. So after working with a bunch of new coaches, helping them choose their niche and start their coaching business, get their first clients, a lot of them started to say, you've written 2 books, they've worked for you. Can you help me with my book? And I started to take on clients to help them write books, to grow their coaching and creator businesses. And I realized that I'm actually better at helping people write a book than I am at helping them do everything to grow their business. It's kind of too much to take on. And that's when I pivoted once again to helping people write books to bring in clients for their business. If you want to write a book to bring in clients for your business, then there is a very specific framework that you need to follow in order to make this happen. You can learn about that in my latest book that is coming out in the first quarter of 2024. I'm just finished with the rough draft. Or if you want to learn about working with me one-on-one to help you get that book done in the simplest way possible, click the link in the description to learn more about that. And also, if you're going to write a book, here's what people won't tell you, is you have to be able to sell at least some copies of the thing in order to get clients, right? You have to have either knowledge of paid ads or an organic audience and or an email list. You have to have some distribution platform to get it out there. And so one of the best things you can do right now while you're working on getting this book done is build a personal brand, build an audience that then you can promote that book to when it's ready. You can check this video out to learn exactly how to do this. This is a step-by-step guide of what I would do if I was building my business all over again. Thank you guys for being here. Please subscribe if you found this valuable. I'll see you next time.